At the pinnacle of the world's economic food chain, a group of wives wields a power that is both subtle and absolute. They are not trophy spouses, they are the trusted counsel and the iron will behind the throne. Patrons, technocrats, dynasts. They collect companies like others collect art and shape philanthropic agendas that will endure for a century. Today we unlock the vault, not to count their carats, but to calculate their clout. This is Exposed, the 10 richest Asian wives in the world. 10. Priyanka Chopra Jonas.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm gonna just keep it here.
Priyanka Chopra Jonas's enterprise is a blueprint for the modern celebrity as corporation. Her journey began with winning the Miss World pageant in 2000, which she leveraged into a prolific Bollywood career with over 60 films. Her true ambition, however, was a calculated global conquest. The lead role in the ABC thriller Quantico made her the first South Asian to headline an American network drama, establishing a bi-coastal brand identity. Simultaneously, she founded Purple Pebble Pictures, a production house with a shrewd mission to produce regional, low-budget Indian films. The company's 2016 Marathi-language film Ventilator was a critical and commercial success, winning 3 national film awards and cementing her status as a serious producer. Her business empire expanded rapidly. She launched Anomaly Hair Care, a vegan and eco-conscious line, exclusively with Target in the US. The brand's immediate success, driven by its affordable $5.99 price point, saw it expand into thousands of stores globally, generating tens of millions in revenue. She followed this with Sona, a high-end Indian restaurant in New York City's Flatiron district, and its companion homeware line, Sona Home. Her investment portfolio shows a keen eye for disruptive startups, including a pre-IPO stake in the dating app Bumble, where she also served as a key advisor for its successful India launch, and the tech education unicorn Halberton School. Her brand is so potent that a single sponsored Instagram post to her 90 million followers can command a fee of over $400,000, and her multi-year partnership as a global ambassador for the luxury jewelry brand Bulgari is valued in the millions. Her assets are tangible symbols of this empire. The primary family residence is a $20 million Encino, California estate spanning 20,000 square feet. It features 7 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, a 2-lane bowling alley, a professional-grade movie theater, and an indoor basketball court. Her garage houses a car collection, including a bespoke Rolls-Royce Ghost, valued at over $300,000, a Porsche Cayenne, a fully electric Porsche Taycan, a vintage 1960s Ford Thunderbird, and a Mercedes-Maybach S650. Her personal jewelry collection, anchored by a significant $200,000 cushion-cut Tiffany & Company diamond engagement ring, is supplemented by an ever-rotating vault of high jewelry pieces from Bulgari. For red carpet appearances, she often wears pieces like the Serpentine necklace, with individual creations valued at well over $1 million. From the meticulously crafted cultural capital of a global celebrity, we turn to the immense, tangible assets of China's foundational real estate sector. 9. Yang Huyun.
Some of it is innate. I was probably born as a passionate.
Yang Huyun's story is a drama of dynastic ambition and the perilous fragility of colossal wealth. Her father, Yang Guozian, a former farmer, founded Country Garden in 1992 and groomed her for succession. He brought her to board meetings as a teenager and sent her to Ohio State University for a degree in marketing and logistics. In a pivotal move in 2007, he transferred 70% of his shares to her just before the company's IPO, instantly making his 25-year-old daughter a multi-billionaire with a peak fortune of $29.6 billion US, making her Asia's richest woman. Her influence is visible in the audacious projects of Country Garden. The ultimate example is Forest City, a spectacular $100 billion metropolis being built on 4 man-made islands in Malaysia. Designed as a futuristic eco-city for 700,000 people, its plans feature buildings draped in vertical greenery, advanced multi-layered transportation systems, and no surface vehicles. The company's own headquarters in Foshan, China, is a 27-story plant-covered castle. This ethos extends to vast residential cities like Phoenix City, near Guangzhou, a development housing 150,000 people with its own schools and hospitals. This grand vision is now overshadowed by a terrifying reality. The Chinese property crisis has ravaged Country Garden. The company is saddled with a staggering debt load of over $190 billion US and has defaulted on its international bonds. Forest City, once hailed as a paradise, is now often described as a ghost city, with a reported occupancy rate of less than 15%. Yang Huyun, who formerly took over as chairwoman in 2023, has seen her personal fortune plummet by nearly 90%. Her power is no longer about building, it's about survival. She now presides over a high-stakes battle to restructure a mountain of debt, negotiating with international creditors like BlackRock and Alliance Bernstein to save the empire her father built. She and her family have injected over $4.6 billion of their own money to prop up the company. In a move seen by some as an attempt to shield assets from creditors, she recently transferred an $826 million block of her personal shares in the services unit to a charity founded by her sister. From the concrete empire of China, we pivot to the financial nucleus of Singapore, where our next subject wielded fiduciary control over a nation's sovereign capital. 8. Ho Ching.
There has also to be the different aspects.
Ho Ching's power is a rare and highly sophisticated order. For nearly 2 decades as CEO of Temasek Holdings, Singapore's sovereign wealth fund, she was arguably the most powerful female executive in Asia. Her authority stemmed from her command over a portfolio that grew under her tenure to $403 billion SGD, approximately $300 billion US. An engineer with a master's from Stanford, Ho began her career in the Singaporean Ministry of Defense. Her marriage to Lee Hsien Loong, who became Singapore's third prime minister, placed her at the center of the nation's establishment. Her appointment to Temasek was met with cries of nepotism, but she silenced critics with her strategic acumen, transforming the fund from a passive holder of government-linked Singaporean companies into a dynamic global investment powerhouse. Under her, Temasek's portfolio shifted from being 80% domestic to over 75% international. A single decision from her could redirect billions, shaping the future of global giants. She oversaw major investments in Alibaba, BlackRock, Standard Chartered Bank, Singapore Airlines, and the financial technology firm Yajun. The companies within Temasek's portfolio employ millions of people worldwide. A key part of her strategy was pushing into emerging technologies and sustainable living, making Temasek a significant global player in fields far beyond its original scope. In a striking contrast to others on this list, she is known for her modest public persona. Her famous rejection of luxury, carrying a simple $15 cloth pouch designed by an autistic student to a White House state dinner, was a calculated statement that her influence was built on intellectual command, not opulence. Now retired as CEO and serving as chairman of the philanthropic Temasek Trust, she continues to shape the deployment of billions in charitable endowments. The Trust's mandate includes funding public good initiatives, such as establishing the Asia-Pacific Center for Environmental Law to tackle climate change challenges. From the technocratic management of sovereign wealth, we transition to the dynastic splendor of India's preeminent industrial family. 7. Nita Ambani.
All the very best, and God bless.
Nita Ambani is the chief architect of the social and cultural legacy of Asia's wealthiest family. Her journey from a middle-class schoolteacher to the First Lady of Indian business is a story of calculated transformation. Today, she translates the staggering industrial wealth of Reliance Industries, a conglomerate with a marketing cap exceeding $200 billion, into a tangible dynasty. This is most vividly expressed in their residence, Antilia, a 27-story, 400,000 square foot private skyscraper in Mumbai, valued at over $2 billion. It is the world's most expensive private residence. Its construction required more steel than the Eiffel Tower. It contains a 6-floor, 168-car garage, a 50-seat theater, 9 high-speed elevators, 3 helipads, a grand ballroom, and a snow room that produces artificial flurries. It is maintained by a full-time staff of 600. Her personal assets are legendary. The family's car collection includes over 170 vehicles, featuring multiple Rolls-Royce Cullinans, a rare Ferrari SF90 Stradale, a Bugatti Veyron, and a fleet of armored Mercedes-Benz S-Class sedans, with the security detail alone costing millions per year. Her jewels are of historical significance, including the Mirror of Paradise, a 52.58 carat flawless diamond ring worth over $6.5 million, and an emerald and diamond necklace she wore to her son's pre-wedding, featuring massive emeralds and rumored to be worth over $60 million. She is rarely seen without her $400,000 diamond-encrusted Hermes Himalaya Birkin bag, one of the rarest handbags in the world. The family's recent pre-wedding celebration for their son Anand reportedly cost over $120 million, featuring a private concert by Rihanna for a rumored $7 million fee, and a guest list that included Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, and Sundar Pichai. That's the kind of power that commands a private Rihanna concert. If you appreciate this level of access, show your support by liking this video and subscribing for more. You have an open invitation to every expose we publish. From the matriarch who strategically deploys billions, we turn to a philanthropist who is fundamentally disrupting how billions are given away. 6. Tomoko Yanai. Behind the minimalistic aesthetic of the global Uniqlo empire stands Tomoko Yanai, the intensely private wife of founder Tadashi Yanai. While her husband is the public face of fast retailing, a fashion conglomerate with a market capitalization of over $80 billion, Tomoko is the silent partner and keeper of the family's dynastic flame. Her influence is felt not in boardrooms, but in the quiet curation of a life that balances immense philanthropic ambition with the splendors of a multi-billion-dollar fortune. While the family's public image is one of understated Japanese elegance, their private life is a gallery of exquisite taste. Their main residence, a sprawling $80 million contemporary mansion in the tranquil heart of Shibuya, Tokyo, features an art collection rumored to include works by both Japanese masters and modern icons, personally curated by Tomoko. Her personal passion, however, lies in objects of unparalleled craftsmanship. She is said to possess one of the world's most significant private collections of vintage kimonos, with some pieces being priceless national treasures. Her jewelry box is a vault of discreet yet astronomically valuable treasures. She favors not ostentatious displays, but pieces of perfect quality and provenance. Her signature is a flawless 30-carat pear-shaped diamond ring, a private commission from the legendary jeweler Mitsuo Kaji. For formal occasions, she has been seen wearing a multi-strand necklace of perfectly matched natural Akoya pearls, each pearl over 10 millimeters, a quality so rare its value is estimated at over $5 million. Her collection also includes a set of imperial jadeite earrings, their translucent green color so coveted they are considered unpriceable. This penchant for perfection extends to her choice of transport. The family utilizes a Gulfstream G650ER private jet valued at over $70 million, for their global travels to oversee their foundation's work and, of course, for private retreats to their exclusive villa in Hawaii. Through her, the Yanai dynasty's power is expressed not just in their vast charitable donations, but in the quiet absolute quality of the world they have built for themselves. From a philanthropist radically redistributing wealth, we move to an industrialist who forged her own fortune in the competitive core of Chinese manufacturing. 5. Fan Hongwei. Fan Hongwei is a self-made industrialist whose power is measured in the overwhelming spectacle of her industrial might. With a personal fortune of $12 billion US, she is one of the world's wealthiest self-made women. She and her husband, Chen Chanhua, started with a single failing textile factory. Through relentless work, they forged Hanli Group, a global empire in petrochemicals with annual revenues exceeding $30 billion US. Her palaces are not mansions, but colossal industrial park. Her crown jewel is the Hanli Petrochemical Industrial Park on Chongqing Island, a $20 billion city of technology. This single complex houses a refinery that can process 400,000 barrels of crude oil per day. Its PTA, purified terephthalic acid, production base is the world's largest, churning out over 12 million tons annually. PTA is the essential raw material for PET plastic, used to make everything from clothing fibers to plastic bottles, meaning a significant portion of the world's consumer goods originate in her factories. The flashiness is in the technology. The Dalian Park boasts a groundbreaking embedded water treatment system that saves 14 million tons of water annually, showcasing her ambition to dominate every part of the supply chain. Fan has entered the world of shipbuilding with Hanli Heavy Industries, taking over a defunct shipyard and transforming it into a hub for constructing some of the world's largest ships. This includes very large crude carriers with a dead weight of 300,000 tons and massive container ships, backed by an order book worth over $5 billion. From the industrial heartland of China, we pivot to the digital frontier of Silicon Valley, where our next subject co-pilots a philanthropic institution of unparalleled scale. 4. Priscilla Chan. Priscilla Chan is the co-architect of one of the most ambitious philanthropic endeavors in human history. The daughter of Chinese-Vietnamese refugees who fled on boat, she grew up in a working-class Boston suburb. A gifted student, she was the first in her family to attend college, graduating from Harvard and later earning her medical degree from UCSF. This background as a public school teacher and a pediatrician serving vulnerable families forms the moral core of the Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative. Fueled by her family's fortune, CZI is an LLC, allowing it to invest in for-profit companies as well as make grants. Their pledge to commit 99% of their Meta shares represents a potential war chest of over $175 billion for their mission to cure, prevent, or manage all diseases by the end of the century. The family's assets reflect a blend of extreme privacy and grand vision. Their real estate portfolio, valued at over $300 million, includes a 1,400-acre estate on Kauai. This secretive compound, known as Kulau Ranch, has a 5,000-square-foot underground shelter with its own energy and food sources. This is the base from which CZI launches projects of sci-fi level ambition, such as the Chan-Zuckerberg Biohub Network. This is a $1 billion initiative creating research institutes to invent revolutionary tool. One such tool is the advanced imaging technology that allows scientists to view cells moving and interacting within living tissue in real time. Their ultimate goal is the Human Cell Atlas, an audacious project to map every single one of the 37 trillion cells in the human body. From the institutionalization of modern philanthropy, we turn to the apex of Hong Kong's most established real estate dynasty. 3. Kuang Siohing. Kuang Siohing is the quintessential Chinese matriarch, the silent anchor of a real estate dynasty and the final arbiter of a family fortune estimated at $32 billion US. The widow of Kwok Tak-seng, who co-founded Sung Hung Kai Properties, SHK, in 1963, she remained in the background for decades, raising their 3 sons, Walter, Thomas, and Raymond. Her public role was thrust upon her by crisis. After her husband's death, the empire was was run by the three brothers. However, a bitter feud erupted in 2008, reportedly stemming from the eldest son Walter's relationship with a female friend, whom the family feared would compromise the business. The conflict became public and vicious, with Walter accusing his brothers of having him diagnosed with a mental illness to oust him. The brothers removed Walter as chairman. It was Kuang Siohing, then nearly 80, who stepped in. She took the chair herself from 2008 to 2011, a decisive move that stabilized the company. She ultimately brokered a truce, dividing the family fortune to end the conflict, cementing her authority as the one person the powerful sons would obey. The family's compound at 12 Deepwater Bay Road is one of Hong Kong's most exclusive, but their true wealth is the city itself. They own vast swaths of the skyline, including the city's tallest skyscraper, the International Commerce Center, and landmark luxury malls like APM and IFC Mall. The rental income from their property portfolio alone exceeds $5 billion US annually. SHK's residential projects like the Cullinan at Kowloon Station are among the most expensive in Asia. From a dynasty built on property, we turn to an entrepreneur who forged her own fortune from scratch to become a paragon of private enterprise in China. 2. Wu Yajun. Wu Yajun's career is a masterclass in wealth creation, building a personal fortune of approximately $7 billion US. Her beginnings were humble. She worked as a technician in a state-owned factory and later as a journalist. Annoyed by the poor quality of her own first apartment, she decided she could do better. In 1993, she and her then-husband co-founded Longfor Properties with an initial investment of just 10 million yuan. Her strategy was an obsessive focus on quality and detail in a market known for cutting corners. Longfor became renowned for its 5 dimensions of quality, a set of over 2,500 meticulous internal standards governing everything from landscaping to customer service. This fanatical attention to detail became her trademark. Longfor Properties grew rapidly, going public in Hong Kong in 2009. Wu is famously discreet, shunning publicity and interviews. Even after a high-profile divorce in 2012, which transferred a 40% stake worth over $2 billion to her ex-husband, she retained control. The tangible expressions of her wealth are seen in developments like the Paradise Walk malls. The flagship mall in Chongqing is a mega complex spanning millions of square feet, representing a multi-$100 million investment and attracting tens of millions of visitors annually. Having stepped down as chairwoman, she now manages her vast fortune through her family office, Wu Capital. It is a formidable and quiet force in global finance, managing a multi-billion-dollar portfolio with significant early investments in technology companies like Uber and Evernote and major global private equity funds. From a self-made real estate magnate, we arrive at the undisputed head of an Indian industrial dynasty, a woman who assumed control and quadrupled its value. 1. Savitri Jindal. Savitri Jindal is the matriarch of the Jindal Group, a cornerstone of India's industrial economy.
आपकी कोई बात हुई नवीन जिंदल जी से कि आप आइए
For most of her life, she was a traditional homemaker. Her world was her home and her 9 children. That world was shattered in 2005 when her husband, Prakash Jindal, the founder of the group, died in a helicopter crash. At the age of 55, Savitri Jindal, a woman who had rarely set foot in his offices, was at the helm of the conglomerate. Following a succession plan laid out by her husband, the group's assets were divided among their 4 sons, Prithviraj, Saijan, Ratan, and Naveen, each taking charge of a different part of the business. Savitri became the chairperson of the group, the ultimate head of the dynasty. In a remarkable display of leadership, she oversaw a period of unprecedented growth that quadrupled the conglomerate's value, presiding over a family fortune that has soared to $40 billion US, making her India's richest woman. Her power lies not in day-to-day management, but in governance. She is the ultimate arbiter leader among her 4 sons, each of whom runs a major independent company. These include JSW Steel, run by Savitri Jindal, a $23 billion revenue powerhouse and India's largest private steel producer, and Jindal Steel and Power, run by Naveen. Her domain is the sprawling bungalow of 6 Prithviraj Road in Lutyens, Delhi, one of India's most powerful addresses, a home valued at over $50 million. Whose power is more legitimate, the woman who marries into a dynasty or the one who builds her own empire from scratch? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Exposed. Now, prepare to meet the 15 women who prove that true power is a currency far greater than wealth.